Alright, continuing on where we left off. We have my Dark Templar right in here. This invisible unit is currently attacking their bunker. You can see it's making some headway, down to 624 hit points, until the detector gets here, sees my invisible unit, and makes me go splat. Kind of like that army. You can see there's a ton of, I'm just going to call it red fluid out here. If you're a person who doesn't really like that, there's a setting to remove that graphic that I'm happy to use. If you just let me know in the comments, and we'll get that turned off if it's bugging anybody. Otherwise, some people I know kind of like it. So the graphics are much better than come through in. Excuse me. The graphics in the real game are much better than what you can see watching this, because I'm using a screen recorder that is not super high quality, and blah blah blah. Basically, just know it looks better than it does right now. I'm also super far zoomed out. You can get closer in here and kind of see the action as it's happening. Let's follow along with this army and see how it goes. So on the right here is the enemy army. On the left is my teammate. He's got a bunch of these roach units came out here, and looks like despite being close to the bunker, where you can see there are 12 Marines fighting out of it, despite being close to the enemy bunker, our teammate still only left one unit left up, and it's most of the way dead anyway. So this is my army here coming. A big giant ball of electricity, or light, is my Archon. Super cool unit. You can see at the bottom there, it has 350 health, but only 10 hit points. So, luckily my army rolls right through his, and then goes over here to meet the super bunker, where we're doing some damage, but this is his probe back here, trying to repair it as he goes. It's working pretty well. You can see how fast the hit points come back. And unfortunately, just having to kill 12 Marines inside of a bunker is pretty freaking difficult. I think there's a few movies about that, if you're curious. So yet again, my teammate does really well, almost kills them, but just isn't quite able to finish them off. Zoom out a little bit here so you can see kind of the bigger picture. And then we'll just move this forward a little bit after this next wave. Don't want to get stale, so we'll just go up to a little bit faster here. You can do that because it's a recording. This is a game I just played tonight, and something really cool happened at the end, so I thought I would go ahead and just do a quick recording and see if anyone else thinks it's cool or if I'm just weird. Oops. There we go. Watch, following along here. We'll go much faster for a second. So cool just watching these battles sometimes. These units on the left are my immortals. No, it's not just an Evanescence song. It is also a super cool unit in this game. And these units, they're kind of translucent and kind of purple looking. Those are hallucinations. It's an ability one of my units has that creates fake units that they don't attack, but they can do some other fun things that we won't talk about today. But pretty cool. Watch all these Marines and Marauders coming over here to attack my base. You can get pretty far in here if you want. You can see the Marines carry a kind of shield. And are in this kind of huge bio armor of some sort or whatever. Just armor, I guess. It's only bio because they're the ones in it and they're Marines. And then there's Marauders who are in even bigger, heavy suits. Those are these ones in the front here, the kind of chunky ones. They have more hit points, and they do bonus damage to armored, which is pretty useful. Right now, this Marine and Marauder build is getting pretty out of hand. He starts kind of kicking my butt at this point. which is the way this game is designed to work. It's supposed to be rock, paper, scissors. So Zerg here counter Protoss, which is the race I'm playing, and I counter Terran, which is the race our enemy is playing, and the Terran counters our Zerg. So rock, paper, scissors. With the three races, it doesn't always work out to where you have, you know, them split up like that. But unfortunately, in the early game, Marines and Marauders are just too dang powerful for what they cost. And there are builds you can use with Protoss that will actually overcome that early advantage, but if you use them, you're usually sacrificing your late game. So I normally don't. I just go with it and try to weather the storm, so to speak. You can see there's a mass of enemy monitor dirigibles. Those are those detectors. They don't attack or do anything. They just sit there and provide aerial view, I guess. Which is why they can see invisible units and also see units that are burrowed. Like the roaches. I don't know if you got a chance to see it there, but you'll see it right here. The roaches just all burrowed. And there are these little things underneath the ground, and they're going to come out right there. It's going to be hard to see. But these dirigibles allow the enemy to see them even when they are burrowed like that. Otherwise, you can't see them. You won't see that in a replay, but if you ever play the game, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. So our silo right here is getting beat on pretty hard by his Marines and Marauders. My army is no longer enough to overcome. So I'm running out here and getting my butt kicked pretty much. Like I make it through this half army that was left over, and then I go over here and face the rest of his army, and I die. Spoiler alert. Sorry. So right here you can see just the pure numbers is overcoming me. Immortals do a lot of damage, but they don't attack all that fast, and these Marines and stuff don't have a lot of hit points. So the Immortals are kind of just like wasting a full attack on one Marine. There we go with the roaches being burrowed again, and then popping up right here. Boom, you can see them kind of coming out. These two big things with the long legs are called aberrations. Those are a pretty cool unit too. And these units back here on the left are called Hydras, or Hydralisks. And they're the bread and butter of a Zerg infantry. So we'll just fast forward a little bit as I get my butt kicked again. No one wants to see that. And we'll come back to this in just a second.